Hi guys, it's me, Deminato What If, with What If Ichigo Kurosaki was sent back in time, part 7. Now, I'm going to go back in time a little bit to literally before, near the start of part 6. So, if you don't remember, somehow, even though it was 2 days ago, Ichigo's family had been disgusted by him after seeing what he did to Tsukushima, or at least having a notion of what he did, even though they couldn't see what he actually did. This is excluding Ishin, because Ishin has seen terrible shit, and it would be hypocritical as fuck if he even mentioned anything. But yeah, so meanwhile, during this incident, Chad, Mega Chad, so Sato, I keep on calling him Chad, but you guys should know that he's called Sato, is actually going through some strange incidences after Ichigo had killed Tsukushima. So in this instance, it is around the same time, it's night, it's the evening, and Chad is currently with the Fullbringers, and they're all kind of like planning on how to get back to Tsukushima, or at least how to defeat him after his betrayal. Now, while they're going through this, suddenly, all of the Fullbringers, except for Chad, go through a moment where they kind of like phase out, like their eyes go blank, and then like their sight kind of returns, but like there's more of a glint to it in a way. Do correct me if I'm wrong on how Tsukushima's powers work. I'm pretty sure they work like this. And basically, they suddenly all frown. With, Chad is fucking confused. He's like, what the fuck is going on? But yeah. Outside of that, basically, they all kind of like just stand up and begin walking away from Chad. He asks them in the simplest way possible, in his gruff voice, where are you guys going? They then say, oh, we remember we have something to do. The shittiest excuse, but Chad, while concerned, just continues thinking about what he can do about Tsukushima. Meanwhile, the Fullbringers together, nod to each other, and they, knowing that all of them know now, they've gotten their memories back, and they're like, holy shit, Tsukushima's dead. They realize that the plan was for him to go after Ichigo at some point, and at least go for his friends. So now the Fullbringers are completely out for blood. And it's not specified for Ichigo. A lot of this blood, like the out for bloodedness, bloodlust, whatever, is aimed at Ichigo. However, like, that's only half of it. The rest is split between Ichigo's friends, so Orihime and Ishida. They don't know about the other friends, just because Chad has them, and of course they speak with Chad. Chad, in regular conversations, they may have asked him whether any of their friends are in a similar position, and he would have told them. Outside of me and another person called Ishida and a girl called Orihime, there is no one. So they know it could have only been, or they believe that it could have only been Ishida, Orihime, or Ichigo. They place more blame on Ichigo, however, there's still the chance of it being Orihime or Ishida. While this is happening, and the Fullbringers, with a now lonely and just simply training Chad, on another side of Karakura town, we have Orihime really fucking up. So during this night, Orihime had met up with Tatsuki, her best friend, black-haired. She's got that tsundere vibe, you know. And basically, they're talking about stuff, and Tatsuki asks, did she see what Ichigo had done a few weeks ago, where he kind of went like a little blurry, and like a bow appeared in his hand. Of course, Tatsuki had not been able to see the Menos, even if it was just blurry, but still, she hadn't seen it. And on top of that, she wouldn't have seen like much of it. Orihime would say, "Oh, that was just Ichigo's Shinigami. I mean, I have no idea what you're talking about." Excuse the random accent, that makes no sense. And crappy voice. Tatsuki would respond like with a blunt stare saying, "Orihime, oh, no, that's not a good act. That's not a good one. Orihime, I know something's up." God, why am I going for American? I feel like that's American. That might be. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Tatsuki. Again, Tatsuki, he gives her the bluntest stare possible, whilst Orihime is stuttering and kind of blushing and, you know, that sort of stuff. Afterwards, Orihime, and I just realized there might be a problem with my mic. Wait. Give me a sec. Bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Okay, sorry, my bad. I'm back. I'd realised my mic wasn't properly connected. It was on a headphone software. I don't know why, but yeah. I'll continue. So yeah, whilst Orihime is stuttering towards Tatsuki, she eventually kind of just like sighs. Fine, Tatsuki. Basically, Ichigo is something that's called a substitute Shinigami. What's that? Well, basically, Ichigo explained it to me as a Shinigami is someone who collects the souls of the dead. And he has a special blade that turns into a bow and he can use as an attack. He has these strange arrows as well. It's really cool. I have something similar too. I have these... My hairpins can turn into these little fairy people. And they can make shields. And heal people. Oh, and Chad has this strange... And, you know, Orihime kind of goes off. She's talking about Chad's arm. She's talking about all the Shinigami they met. She's talking about Hollows, Souls, Rukia. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, perfect explanation. Tatsuki afterwards is completely stunned. She is basically frozen. And she basically just asks Orihime, like, is she completely sure that this is true? She said some weird stuff in the past. And Orihime kind of pouts and just like, I'm telling the truth! But yeah. Now, out of the shadows, in a completely non-suspicious way possible, because, you know, it's not like it's creepy that some dude has been watching you talk with someone. Urahara walks up to the two. Keep in mind they're inside of Orihime's room in her house in the middle of the night. And some random dude walked into the room for no reason, who has barely contact with. You know, it's really creepy. In response to kind of hearing like a little giggle, you know, whatever a giggle sounds like, because that is what he is, apparently. No, but like basically, Urahara's little giggle thing. And in response, Tatsuki and Orihime are kind of frozen. Tatsuki like kind of stutteredly looks towards him, picks up a shoe or something that's to the side, screw it, the table, and just throws it with all her force at Urahara, who is just like shit and ducks, holding onto his hat and closing his fan. Whoa, no need to throw things, okay? I just came here because I heard of people talking about Shinigami, souls, and such. And I wanted to see if you would... Oh my god, stop throwing stuff at me! Anyway, I would like to see if you would take up the offer to train with me so that you Tatsuki, can better protect Orihime, your loved ones. And Orihime, the same. I know that you've been feeling a bit useless to Ichigo. He's told me himself, So I want to see if I can help you so that you can be of more use. I just realised, thinking back over what I just said, kind of sounds weird. This is me talking, not Urahara, by the way. But yeah, Tatsuki and more so Orihime, but Tatsuki as well, they are not the most understanding of conniving people. So Tatsuki and Orihime agree with it quite quickly. He tells them to meet him around 1 p.m. the next day, and at that time they are greeted to his enormous training grounds, where Tatsuki is trained on seeing if she has any abilities, and Orihime's abilities are pushed further. On top of that, Tatsuki is gonna have something. Back to the present. Multiple of hidden groups within Karakura Town. For example, the Fallbringers, the Quincy family, small group of people, and Aizen and Gin and the blind dude, and I'm kind of struggling to think of anyone, but also the spy, and any other hidden groups you can think of that would reveal themselves in this scenario. I don't think there are any other ones, but do, again, always remind me. But yeah, they reveal themselves, and in a way, when the camera angle pans towards someone, but the person who we're supposed to be focusing on doesn't have a clue about what's going on, kind of like that. And they reveal themselves in this way to have seen Ichigo do his feat from the previous thing. So in the previous thing, what he had done is, in his Shikai form, he had pulled back his bow, shot one arrow out, it split into 5 and instantly killed 5 Rankars. Which, by the way, is completely ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense, to be honest. On top of that, what was it? The Orang... I don't think there are Rankars. I'm pretty sure there's something lower than a Rankar, like a Menos... a different version of a Menos something. Menos car, I believe, which is probably more so what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm just going to continue. So the group, the Fullbringers, are they are slightly distraught upon seeing it, but again, the Fullbringers aren't the most knowing. I can see Ginjo kind of understanding it, but because of the fact that the arc that was originally meant to happen with them never really happened, the Aizen arc and stuff, they have no real way of understanding what a Menos car or Rankar, whatever is. They basically just get angry. They are very angered by seeing Ichigo and him kind of being so casual about defeating things. And with Ginjo kind of leading the charge, they all attack him. the way it goes is Ginjo quickly puts on his Shinigami form, going into his Bankai form, and using the... I think he had like a sword pendant on his chest, and using the soul of that to create his weapon. The go of the half heart ability, I can't remember what the implementations of that was, because all I remember having the ability to do is just trap things, make teddy bear monsters. So I'm just gonna say she kind of runs up a bunch of she sends out a bunch of teddy bear monsters, or some sort of like dolls. Because as I said, don't remember for the life of me. I probably should check this, to be honest. But yeah, I kind of went on a rant there. I regret that. The Gamer Boy kind of sends them all to the Shadow Realm. The Game World, or whatever the hell he calls his thing. Like, he digitizes them, basically. Puts them in his Game Boy. Now, the Dirty Boots girl, of course, dirties up her boots. She gets her own power-up in that world that allows her to get dirty boots. I'm just going to say she already had quite dirty boots already. I'm keep on saying dirty boots, but yeah, she got dirty boots. Yeah. So within this world, they were fighting, and suddenly Chad appears. Now, as I said previously, Chad was quite concerned about why they had gone off, so he had overheard certain things. For example, them planning on killing Ichigo and their plan. So he overheard them planning to start off with having the Game Boy trap Ichigo with them in that world. So Chad had made sure to, as that was happening, run in and, or I say run in, but rather run forwards into the line of fire almost, that sends them to the Digiworld. That is something else. Digimon. But yeah. So, as the Fullbringers attack him, Ichigo with the, dirty boots kicking him, Ginjo swinging his swords down in kind of like a Getsuga Tensho sort of style, and with the teddy bear monsters, or whatever you want to call them, I don't know, the puppets, going forward and attack. You know what? I'm disappointed in myself for not understanding what her ability is, so I'm just going to quickly check, because I'm really getting uncertain. Okay, I got it. My bad. So what I said... Why is it flashing? Oh, it's flashing again. I don't like that. Is it gonna flash again? Is it gonna turn out that I've stopped recording? Let me check real quick. Boop. Okay, that is not what I meant to show. Okay, back to what I was saying. I got a little distracted. But, yeah, so basically, Ginjo's left shoulder is not back. while he also has an arrow going towards his face, which he quickly blocks with his sword. Now, if you don't know, people with greater strength and Ryatsu can actually damage a Zanpakuto or destroy it. And if you don't know, what Ginjo has is a Zanpakuto, and even then it's a soul. So, as the arrow basically hits the blade and blows up against it, Ginjo finds his blade shattered, cracks all over it, and the top half missing, with metal pieces laying on the ground, and slowly dissipating, like you would see when a video game character dies or a weapon breaks. Ichigo, seeing this, basically puts down his blade and puts more energy into his Fullbringer powers and Hollow side, and use a more Hollow-like ability with his arms to just punch and beat the ever-living shit out of Ginjo, more unarmed combat style. Then jumping back and using the bow to throwing it towards Ginjo, which then ends up stabbing through him, his stomach. Now, if you remember, again, this is in a video game circumstances, so everyone's got like about 5 lives, and Ginjo's gone through multiple of them already. So he is is in the process of dying currently with a bow sticking through him. Going back to Chad, he has defeated the doll, and it's like on the ground, and it's kind of like leaving the game. But while he's about to turn around to help Ichigo, Dirty Boots goes to attack him, who kind of like starts punching. Well, I'd say he would kind of like be more on the defensive, not wanting to actually hurt purposely hurt someone too much. But noticing that she already is out for his blood, he does start fighting back eventually, which is also during the time that Ichigo's had previously went into unarmed combat. So Chad is currently still in combat. After basically putting Ginjo in the state he is, the Gamer Boy sees it and quickly pulls him out the game, with Ginjo kind of like bleeding out to the side. And yeah, they're trying to kind of like take care of him and stuff, but it's not really working too well. Ichigo goes off to help Chad, but before he can, they're all pulled out of the game, with Ginjo then getting his sword out again, his wound still being there but kind of bandaged up, and Ginjo says that, "I will destroy you, you bastard!" And Ichigo just looks at him and says, "I'd like to see you try. I don't like how I did that. I'd like to see you try." Kind of like just with a penance stare. Yeah. No, just with a dark stare, basically. Chad is still kind of off-put by this, but and by how damaged Ginjo is, but he goes in to help Ichigo, with Ichigo kind of like not even using his blade right now, but kind of using some Ryatsu to bulk up the power of Hollow on his arm, and him and Chad going off to kind of punch and basically pummel Ginjo's face in, which basically leads to them all kind of like trying to run away. But yeah, now Ichigo kind of lets them go off because Chad is here. Aaron already knows what happened last time he killed someone, so he kind of lets them go. But as these people leave their visual perimeter, Aizen kind of walks up to them with them being confused. Ginjo basically realizes that it's Shinigami, and it's like, "Oi, Shinigami, get out of my way!" Again, can't remember how Genjo's voice sounds. And Aizen's just like, trash. No, not trash. What? Trash. 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 There we go. Finally got it. Trash. He then points his finger towards them, using a silent Hakudo, I don't know, 25 or something. I don't know. You know the lightning one? The lightning bolt thing? He basically just uses that and wipes these people off the face of the earth. He then smiles at how well Ichigo had done, although he wasn't willing to kill, apparently. And he basically begins his plans of leaving Soul Society for good. I just realised how long I've been going for. Anyway, I'm almost done anyway. Multiple days pass afterwards, and Ichigo is abducted. In quotation marks, because he's not really. It's more like he's taken away to the Shinigami World Soul Society. And he is accused, he is told by the captain commander that he has been accused with killing Rukia. Ichigo, realizing what this is, stares directly at Aizen, who notices this and kind of like has that kind of weird smirk on his face. And Ichigo just says, Kono Ichigo da! You know, it was me, Ichigo! Okay, but on like a more registered mode, he just basically says, I did it. He is then taken to that White Tower building, where he's kind of just forced to stay. That's the end of this part. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like how I left that off, because I think that's quite interesting. But yeah. Do comment on any mistakes I've made, just how I can improve myself. I'll also, after this What If is over, I do have a plan. I've already got 2 ideas in the making. And yeah, I think I'm going to make one, I know it's a bit overdone, but one that's kind of like using some MHA stuff. And I'm going to make another one with Ichigo as the MC. But yeah. If you have any ideas for suggestions for what I can do, comment them down below. And thank you for watching my What If. And yeah, have a lovely night.